For the United States to be a developed country, the rate of pregnancy-related mortality is alarming. It's higher now than any other time since the year 2000. The maternal mortality rate increased by nearly 20% between 2019 and 2020. And although complications impact pregnant women in America of all races, we can't dispute the fact that Black women in the United States have a significantly higher pregnancy-related mortality rate compared to other racial groups. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Black women are more than 3 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related causes as white women. This disparity persists even after controlling factors such as education and income. Experts argue there are several possible reasons for this disparity. They point to Black women who may be more likely to experience medical conditions such as hypertension and diabetes that can increase the risk complications during pregnancy. In addition, studies have shown that Black women are more likely to face inadequate prenatal care and bias in the healthcare system, leading to delays in diagnosis and treatment of pregnancy-related complications. These issues are being highlighted more as stories surface of Black women and American women in general having pregnancy complications that leave them disabled or lifeless. It's no doubt that giving birth is risky. Women are literally putting their lives on the line to have babies. It's a serious issue and another reason why women should be very selective when making the decision to create babies. One that became a reality for the family of Nikita Washington, a 35-year-old woman on her 12th birthday. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Shout out to everybody watching from Detroit. If you're in the D, definitely let me know below. Nikita Washington was born the year 1987, grew up in Detroit. She wasn't provided with much, but she attended Denby High School, where she dropped out in the 11th grade after getting pregnant with her first kid. She had the baby, a son, 19 years ago at 16 years old. Nikita went on to have 3 more kids by the age of 20. Her younger siblings would describe her as a fun big sister who would host parties at her house and allow her younger sisters to do anything they wanted. They definitely had a lot of fun hanging out with their sister. On December 22nd, 2022, Nikita went into labor. She was getting ready to give birth to a baby boy, and the 35-year-old mother was not new to the process. This was her 3rd child that she's had since the pandemic and her 12th child altogether. Yes, 12. Nikita already had a 19-year-old, 17, 15, 14, 13, 11, 10-year-old, 8, 5, 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and now a brand new baby just before Christmas to join her large family. In addition, the 35-year-old was also a grandmother, 2 grandbabies already in her family. Something that seemed like a routine for Nikita quickly turned into a tragedy at Harper University Hospital, a tragedy that completely flipped life upside down for her entire family. Nikita gave birth to her baby at 10:56 p.m. and the next day, just under 13 hours later, at 11:55 a.m., Nikita passed away. The news so shocking for her family, who said that she was healthy and didn't have any medical issues.
The new reality that's heartbreaking and difficult to accept.
Even though I went to the funeral and I seen her gone, but my child right here.
Back in December, Patricia Bouncy says her daughter, Nikita Washington, went to Harper University Hospital to have this bundle of joy, Nathaniel, her 12th child. But only Nathaniel came home.
And I said, Lord Jesus, you ain't calling to tell me what you think. I think you telling me. She said, yes, Mama, Nikita is gone.
Nikita died at just 35 years old. Several of her children, who you see here, are so young, but already know pain.
They taking it hard. They have good days, and they have bad days.
And now the entire family is searching for answers as they wait for the results from an autopsy.
If she died naturally, I want to know. If one of them doctors did something, I want to know that too.
Fox 2 reached out to Detroit Medical Center, and we were sent this statement offering condolences, but telling us that due to patient privacy laws, they can't discuss this case.
I'm hurt. I'm confused.
But this grandmother says she must fight to keep Nikita's children together, the oldest being 19 to the youngest, Nathaniel, who is barely 2 months old.
I already thought about it, and I will fight to keep them together and keep them with me.
And that means this family needs help.
I have all 12 of her kids right now, so I got to get a bigger house because my house too small.
The family is not only in need of a new place to call home, they also need a new vehicle. This family vehicle was involved in an accident and is barely drivable. A GoFundMe account has been started on behalf of the family to help them get a new start. To learn how you can donate, go to fox2detroit.com.
Whatever God sits on your heart to do, because we appreciate everything.
But for now, this grandmother just wants Nikita's children to know just how much their mother loved them.
I tell them every day, your mother is right here.
In Detroit, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
According to one of her sisters, the mother of 12 and the grandmother of 2 didn't have any insurance, so they reached out to the community for help on GoFundMe. The family did not raise much money in the beginning. Before the funeral on January 9th, the GoFundMe was at about $1,900. Nikita's sister, Davia, was able to get a significant discount at the funeral home through her husband, who worked at the funeral home. So they were able to have Nikita's service and lay her to rest. Now, donations didn't really start rolling in until a month after the funeral, when a local Detroit news station highlighted Nikita's story on their news program. It was after that broadcast, the news circulated on social media and internet media, increasing awareness of the GoFundMe that her sister Davia created. Davia said that Nikita's second eldest will be going to the prom in a couple of months, and at the time she wrote the GoFundMe, she said they didn't have enough money for the kids to have Christmas. The sister said that she went ahead and used some of the money to buy her niece a dress and shoes for the prom, saying she wanted her niece to have a great prom experience to uplift her spirits since she lost her mom. The biggest struggle for the family right now is attempting to keep all the kids together. Before, her sister Davia said that she had 2 of the kids and their mom had 10 of the kids, but since the news report came out, we found that their mother, she has all 12 of the kids all by herself, and she's still trying to get a bigger house to be able to accommodate all 12 kids. Davia and her husband were forced to move their family to a smaller home last year when a house fire damaged a 5-bedroom home they once lived in. The couple, they already have 6 kids of their own. So in the beginning, she took in 2 of Nikita's kids when she first passed away, the youngest baby, the newborn, and the 3-year-old. And at that time, they had 8 kids at their house. Her husband, Joseph, he has 3 jobs. He's driving the hearse for the funeral home. He's also a driver for a local logistics company, and he's a security guard at a bar and grill. She told reporters that she's working on renewing her expired license as a certified nursing assistant, and once she's able to get that active, she's planning to work at a nursing home. Her husband's mother is a big help with their 6 kids, as well as Davia's mother, who was already taking care of Nikita's kids as well. When they had that fire, Davia and her husband, they moved into a smaller multi-family property where their family is on one side, and she said another one of her sisters, she's living on the other side with her 12-year-old daughter. The sister explained that another big issue for the family is figuring out transportation, because at this point, it takes multiple trips to move all of these kids around. Between Davia and Nikita alone, there's 18 kids in the family. So far, the family is being provided with cash assistance, food, medical assistance, in addition to legal support. They have over $50,000 in donations, a number that's rising as more people hear about this story. And then they're also looking into what happened at the hospital. They want to hold them accountable for Nikita's death. The 35-year-old was reportedly in good health before going under their care. So the family, they believe something might have been done to Nikita at the hospital that directly caused her to lose her life. Nikita's mother is still waiting on autopsy results. Davia, the sister, she is applying for guardianship. I'm not sure how many kids she's trying to serve that role for. She, her mother, and other 2 sisters, they are all working together to take care of Nikita's kids. She says she wanted her nieces and nephews to have their own space, and her dream is for them to live a better life than she had, to be able to travel, go places, and attend college. So where are the fathers of Nikita's 12 kids? According to one of Nikita's sisters, the father of the older kids, he's deceased, and the father of the younger ones, he's in jail. It wasn't disclosed how many baby fathers Nikita had, but the sister only highlighted those 2. This whole situation is very sad. I really feel sorry for all of these kids. They don't have a father or a mother, and now they have to live in what seems like misery on top of all these other people with their grandmother. Then the sister said that she wanted all the nieces and nephews to have their own space. But how? Who's supposed to pay for all these kids to have their own space? GoFundMe? Because we already know that all of that money is about to be used. They're talking about a prom for one older kid. But what about the education, the clothing, and everything else that all of these kids are going to need over the years? The youngest is just a month old. Apparently, they have to lean on assistance from the government. They immediately apply for cash, medical, and food assistance to be able to provide for the kids. They're also looking into benefits through the foster care system, where the system will pay about $20 to $25 per day per child. For 12 kids, that will be up to $300 per day. And according to a program coordinator, the grandmother and sister, they won't have to meet the same requirements to foster these kids as a normal applicant would because of their relationship to all the kids. So I do think they're going to get the help they need expeditiously. It's just so much that bothers me with this story. Number one, Black women continuing to push out babies without a plan, or the only plan is the government. They have babies by guys who are not qualified to have kids, and then they're not qualified themselves to have kids. It also seems like they are rewarded financially by the government, which is why they continue to do this. And of course, I'm not talking about all mothers, but the ones who continue to have kids just to qualify for more assistance, all they really care about is self. And then Nikita here, she had 12 kids, but no life insurance. It's just crazy seeing people like this making decisions over and over and over again to have all these kids they can't take care of, and they expect for everyone else to cover them financially. The grandmother was like, the kids are sad. They have good days and bad days. And yes, I feel so bad for those kids losing their mother. We also have to be honest here. Those kids had a bunch of bad days even before their mother passed away. I can only imagine now it's much worse. But this is the result of pumping out babies left and right from street guys. We already know these guys are low value. We're talking about a woman who already had like 10 kids and men still getting her pregnant. People don't like to say it, but the truth is, young ladies, making decisions like this will lower your value. It's not cute, it's not fun, it's not smart, it's irresponsible. I just can't understand why you would be risking your life to push out a baby by a guy that's not committed to you anyway. If you're not qualified for a commitment and can't maintain a healthy relationship, you shouldn't be having babies. You're disqualified. That goes for women and men. And then Black women should really be on high alert because we're the ones who are more likely to experience complications. But nah, you have women telling you it's okay to get pregnant by anybody. You don't have to have a husband, or they promote geriatric pregnancies, saying that you can have a baby at 40 and 50 years old because Janet Jackson did it, further increasing the risk of complications. They love doing all this and then tell us it's none of our business. That's just some more foolishness. Your decisions impact all of us in some way. They're not having these babies free of help. A lot of them leaning on benefits, tax benefits, housing, food, all of this coming from people, not themselves. And then when they don't raise their kids right, they become a nuisance to all of us in the community. Yeah, it becomes an everybody problem when the police take them out, or when their peers take them out, or they get locked up. Communities all over the country being destroyed by poverty and high crime rates. So yeah, your decision to have 12 kids that you can't take care of isn't just impacting you. And then you have to look at the family too. They have to step in and deal with your kids. In this case, a grandmother, now 100% responsible for all these kids. This is just horrible. Sending prayers to the kids. I hope they survive all they will continue to go through. Apparently they have resources coming their way, but it's still up to competent adults to manage those resources properly so those kids can get what's allocated for them. From my understanding, it's Nikita's sister who has control of the GoFundMe. I'm just hoping with all this coming to them, Nikita's kids get what they need. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Shout out to Tommy H. I appreciate you, Tommy, for your support for the channel. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.